Minecraft Mentor here, and today we're going over how to make the absolute perfect crystal with deep resonance. It's going to be three phases. So first is the actual creation of the crystals. Next, you're going to be the purification, finally the strengthening, and I guess the fourth stage would be creating the crystal itself inside the crystallizer. So to get started, we are going to be using Mekanism because deep resonance does not have any sort of pipes. So we're just going to place down a tank filled with lava. You can get your own lava source. And we're just going to come off of here by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Next, we are going to need a comparator like so. And what that does is basically tells it how much lava is in the tank. So we want to fill this thing up with 5 buckets of lava to start. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We can throw our smelter on top of here and also our tank. And then next from here, we're just going to take our Mekanism basic mechanical pipes, run them directly in here. As you can see, we've got the perfect amount between 4,000 and 6,000 lava. Next, from here, we just want to have our configurator. We're going to click it, and you can see it says redstone activity turned on. So that basically means whenever this signal gets strong enough to reach right here, it's going to release a tiny bit of lava just to push it back up. And when it starts out, it does hit 6,000, but that's okay. And all we need to do is shift, right click this little piece here, and there you go. It pushed a little bit of lava in here, almost 6,000, and you're all set to go. Now, all we want to do is get a hopper, throw in our resonating ore, and this is just going to start breaking it down into the the basic crystal, basically. We do have to power this also. I'm just going to use some sort of creative power source. Like a cube. After that, this tank's going to fill up, and then we will be right back with the second phase. Alright, we're back from a little cutscene, I guess, and this tank has almost about half, so what we're going to do is put down a tank, and this is the purification stage, so I am using storage drawers with an infinite setting just so we can supply it with these purifiers or filters. So on top of this tank, we're just going to put a purifier, then another tank, and from here we want to put down mechanical pipes so that takes the purified liquid from the bottom tank, sends it back up to be purified again. Also, I am going to put a storage drawer next to this. You can use a chest, and this one's going to be a void because there isn't really any use that I'm aware of, unless it's a crafting recipe, for the spent filters themselves. So all you have to do from here is take out your configurator, double click like that so it's pulling the liquid out, putting it back up, and then finally we do want to control the liquid that's coming out of here. So on the side of the tank, I'm just going to run a pipe right on over, and then we're going to place a lever down below, and we're going to turn this lever on. So when we hit it with the configurator without shifting, it's going to disconnect it, right? So that's all good. And then we also do want all of our fluid to come over. So whenever you flip the switch manually, oops, we gotta also set this to export. It's going to take all the fluid out of this tank, put it into this one, and then we can stop that process. We don't want it to automatically flow from here to there. There's reasons for that. And this can start filling up again, and then you have a completely separate system right here. Now this fluid is already starting to purify. As you can see, the spent filter is right here building up, and the actual filter material is here. And all it's going to do is continuously raise the purity. So the purity is really low right now, and these filters can only raise it up to 85%. But trust me, wait until you get to 85%. It's worth it. I know this is very expensive for filter-wise. The filters themselves aren't crazy expensive, but it does take an enormous amount of them. And that's it for the purification stage. So we're just going to do a little cutscene. So when I come back, the purity is going to be at 85%. And then we can get on to one of the most important steps, which is actual strengthening and raising efficiency, and also making sure you don't destroy your crystals. So we'll be right back. Alright, so we've maxed out this at 85% purity, and also I did the same thing here while off camera. make this redstone sensitive and also make it export. So what we want to do from here is bring this pipe over about 4 or 5, drop it down, put 2 tanks down. We're breaking our 1 tank rule here. You need 2. From there, we're going to go back 3 blocks, put down our lasers, and then we want to shift click our lenses right onto the tanks themselves. Now we do have to supply these with a few different items. So I'm just going to use hoppers, and I'm also just going to go back to storage drawers too. You don't really need 2 storage drawers. I probably could adjust it a little bit, but that's just how we're going to do it for ease, or make it easy here. So the first one, we are going to want to put nether stars in. Second one, emeralds. This can flip-flop, and both of these are actually going to get depleted crystals. So if you're just diving in and you're trying to get a perfect crystal right off the bat, you do need to use up some of your old crystals. So save those. They will be extremely useful later on. Now you can see we've got everything going here. Emeralds are going to give you a cap purity of 100%. And then if we come over here and look at our nether stars, that's going to increase your strength and efficiency to 100%. Now, don't put your levers right on here because it's going to turn both of these on at the same time. Throw down a building block of any kind. First off, we're going to use our nether stars, and that's going to raise up the strength and efficiency, but you can see here it lowers the purity. That's the whole point of using this, to get it up to 85%. So let's take our liquid out of here, drop it on down, make sure it gets all of it. All right. So right here, we've got 100% quality, 85% purity. If you did everything right, you should be with those numbers. So we turn this on. This one does work relatively fast, but the purity side does take a little bit to get up. As you can see, the purity is lowering as the strength and efficiency is raising, and we're just going to let this go until it reaches 100%. You can also run the purity at the same time to kind of counteract a little bit of the nether stars thing, but you don't have to because you raised everything up to the 85%. You might also be thinking, why would I use the filters if we can just use emeralds? Well, if you have infinite emeralds, go ahead and do that. You can skip this step a little bit, save yourself some time. So now that we're at 100% purity and or not purity, but strength and efficiency, we're just going to let the purity one run until it reaches 100%. But if you do forget to turn this one off, it's going to start destroying the liquid. You'll see your millibuckets up here, the 93,500 or 9350. That will start to lower if you leave the nether stars on and the purity gets to 0. So we'll be right back after this reaches 100, 100, 100. Now that we have our final product 100% across the board, congratulations. If you finally managed to get this many resources and get to this point, you have a perfect crystal, but we still need to actually make the crystal itself. So we're just going to run a pipe across that into its own separate tank, do the same thing as we did elsewhere, make this responsive to redstone, export, and then finally drain out this tank into this one. Shut that off, make sure you remember to do that. And finally, we're just going to throw a crystallizer on top and run power to this machine from right here. And that's going to slowly make your crystal. Like, this process wasn't long enough. I know it might seem short in a video, but this crystal production is going to take quite a while. And if you guys found this helpful, like, comment, subscribe. And if you're still here, well, a little bit of a bonus, I guess. Right now, we've had one of these pure crystals running on this generator for about a half hour now, and you can see it produces 20,000 RF per tick, or forge energy per tick, which is enormous. And that's just one of these crystals. A generator could be hooked up to multiple depending on the size of the generator, and we've got it running over here into our ultimate energy cubes, which are the highest ones you can have for the mechanism. So if you can see 102 million, another 100 million, so 1, 2, 3, 4. So far, we're at 4 million RF, and it's not showing any signs of stopping. So let's do a little time skip and see how much energy we can really get out of one crystal. So we're back. In that last clip, I meant to say 400 million, not 4 million. But anyways, we're all the way done. We drained out an entire pure crystal, and it looks like It's just shy of 1 billion RF. A billion RF just for producing this single crystal, which is really comes out to think 996 million, but still enormous amount of energy. And that's it for this one.